today's guest is a man who really needs no introduction. It is Mohammed al-Balqaidi. He is the spokesperson and a senior political officer for Ansar Allah, more famously known as the Houthis out of Yemen. Ansar Allah has done a lot over the past 12 months to this very day. They have been, I would argue, one of the largest forces trying to shut down the genocide in Gaza. Not through their words or their social media posts, but through their actions. Actions that show that they, above all else, fear God. They don't fear losing money. They don't fear losing contracts with the West. They don't fear being put on a U.S. terror list. They don't fear bombings from the United States, the United Kingdom, and Israel. No, they don't have any fear but the fear of God himself. I would argue that the Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Egypt, the leaders of these countries do not fear God, but Ansar Allah does, and the Yemeni people are stronger, braver, more courageous for doing so. I hope that you can take something away from this interview because you have a lot to learn, frankly. Let's break down exactly what Ansar Allah has accomplished over the past 12 months since the start of the Al-Aqsa flood and Israel's retaliatory genocide and seizure of the Gaza Strip. For example, Ansar Allah has been able to shut down the Red Sea to Zionist traffic. All Israeli-linked ships traveling through the Red Sea have either been stopped, bombed, or seized by Ansar Allah. They have bombed and drone striked several major Israeli cities. They have bombed the Ben Gurion airport, which is Israel's major airport, the moment in which Benjamin Netanyahu was flying back from New York City, his plane was touching down, and they bombed the airport. They have bankrupted Israeli ports and port cities. They have taken out several U.S. Navy SEALs, although the U.S. Navy SEALs program tried to deny it at first. They have humiliated Saudi Arabia in the long-standing war against the Yemeni people. They have exposed that 9/11 was an inside job. Most politicians across the world won't touch that one.
In the name of God Almighty, the main aim of our military action is to end the war on Gaza and to lift the blockade on the Strip. These are moral and ethical aims. Thus far, we have not been able to successfully achieve these goals because of Netanyahu's tenacity, along with the American and British support that his entity receives. However, thus far, we have been able to achieve three partial goals that we hope will get us closer to achieving our main aim. These are imposing a blockade, albeit limited, on the Zionist entity, shaking the security of the entity by striking Tel Aviv directly, and finally, by failing the American military alliance operation, or what is called Operation Prosperity Guardian. This allowed us to harm U.S. hegemony and degrade the image of its mighty fleets in the region. God willing, we will be successful in achieving our main goal by ending the war on Gaza and lifting the blockade on its people.